Guess what, you guys? I am back in the basement. I tweeted the other day that I wanted to be back in basement mode. One microphone, one camera, just me, one take in this thing like I used to in the good old days. And I meant that. But I didn't mean it in the form that I'm in right now. I currently have COVID.
Coronavirus!
I did not think that I would be able to get it. I've done a lot of dirty things in this past year and a half. I've been a lot of places. I've done a lot of stuff. I got vaccinated. All this stuff, right? And I've been pretty low-key the past few weeks. And next thing you know, I got COVID. So I am back in the basement. I had somebody go safely get my camera equipment and all that stuff, bring it here. And now I'm not leaving the house. So I am back in basement mode. But that's not what this video is about. I'm feeling fine, by the way. Mild symptoms, yada, yada, yada. Can't smell, can't taste. You get the picture. It's been around a while, okay? Don't worry about me. Let's get to this video. I'm here to talk about Jordan Burroughs, okay? This guy. What this guy has done. It's been, other people have done it, right? And I'm not here to talk about GOAT talk. I'm not here to talk about, comparing him and John Smith or comparing him and Bruce Baumgartner or comparing him to Dan Gable. None of that. I'm here to talk about why it is so important that Jordan Burroughs is at the top of the world. Why it's important for wrestling, why it's important for the United States of America, why it's important for wrestling fans and wrestlers across the country. It's freaking important, and I want to talk about it.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it.
We're going to rewind a little bit. Let's rewind to 2011 when Jordan Burroughs won his first world title. Harry Potter was the #1 movie in the box office. Adele had the #1 song in the country. And Cam Newton was the #1 draft pick in the NFL. All those people we just talked about, Harry Potter, Adele, and Cam Newton, they're really not that relevant anymore.
Damn, son!
Don't say son.
Sorry. Cam Newton's not on a football team anymore. Harry Potter, it's done. It's a wrap. It's over. And Adele, she's got a song here or there, but she's not nearly the Adele of 2011 anymore. But 10 years later, from 2011, 10 years, it's 2021 now, Jordan Burroughs, he's still relevant. And that word right there, relevant, that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about how important it is when Jordan Burroughs is still relevant. When a sport has a superstar like Jordan Burroughs, it's good for business. Insert montage right here. You get the point? That's why when 2020 rolled around and the Olympics were here, 2021, all the advertisements that you saw that involved a wrestler was Jordan Burroughs. But newsflash to those companies, Bridgestone, Bose, Polo, you name it, NBC, Jordan Burroughs wasn't on the Olympic team. Kyle Dake was. But they didn't know who Kyle Dake was, or is. They know now. Shout out to Kyle Dake. And this has nothing against Kyle Dake. This has everything to do with Jordan Burroughs and how big of a superstar that he really is. He's such a big superstar that he didn't make the team. And he was still the guy that they used for the advertisements. You know why? Because Jordan Burroughs is relevant to the common man. The guy who just turns on NBC and happens to watch wrestling because it's on because of the Olympics. The guy who listens to Joe Rogan and Jordan Burroughs was on the podcast in front of millions of people. The guy who turns on late night television and they see him on the freaking Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon show, whatever Jimmy it is. And because Jordan Burroughs is the world champion at 79 kilograms, that means we get one more year of hopefully many of Jordan Burroughs being relevant, which means more attention, which means more opportunities, which means more dollars. You get what I'm saying now. And that is super important to the growth and just the overall success of our sport, that is wrestling, the oldest and greatest sport of all time.
You a smart motherfucker, that's right.
Let's take Conor McGregor, for example. You watch UFC? I loved UFC. I started watching the UFC because of guys like Conor McGregor. I saw him, talking on Facebook videos. It would just pop up on my Facebook feed. I'm like, this guy's funny. I tuned in. He knocked out Jose Aldo in 13 seconds, and I thought, okay, this guy is a superstar. This guy's the next big deal. And I kept watching. I watched the Diaz trilogy, and now I pretty much watch the UFC every freaking week, and that's what my life has come to. And why? Because a superstar like Conor McGregor got me interested in the sport. And then after watching Conor, I saw the guys on the undercards, and I'm watching the next week, and next thing you know, I'm a pretty big fan. And so you think of Conor McGregor, right? And he's the champion, right? Business is good when Conor McGregor is good. Okay, when Conor McGregor as of late has been losing. And the UFC still does a good job, and they're still relevant, and they're still building, honestly. But the biggest pay-per-views, the biggest cards, yada, 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 is when Conor McGregor is on the card. It's just a fact. Whether you like him or not, it's just a fact. And Dana White knows that, the UFC knows that, and that's why they continue to give him kind of the easiest path to another title shot. If Conor McGregor would have beaten Dustin Poirier, he would have gotten a title shot. And that's after losing multiple times. That's after taking years off. There's other guys that are probably more credible to get the title shot. But Dana White and the UFC knows they need their superstar to be the champion. Forget Conor McGregor. Let's talk about Lance Armstrong. How many Tour de France's have you watched since he hasn't been the king of the castle? I'll wait. Granted, you probably didn't watch it when he was there, but at least you knew what the Tour de France was, and you knew what was going on, and you knew that they had a star in their hands in Lance Armstrong. What about golf? Tiger Woods. How many of you watch golf? Raise your hand. Not that many of you, but a couple of you guys. Now, how many watch it when Tiger Woods is involved? I don't watch golf. But when Tiger Woods won it a couple years ago, I woke up at freaking 8 in the morning to watch Tiger Woods at the Masters. That's what a superstar can do for your sport. And yes, I just compared Jordan Burroughs to Conor McGregor, Lance Armstrong, and Tiger Woods, 3 notoriously awful human beings. But they're superstars nonetheless. And the good thing is, Jordan Burroughs is a good human being. He's a good man. He's a role model, right? Which is an even better reason for why it's important that Jordan Burroughs is the champion. Because people like Jordan Burroughs. And they want their little kids and their boys and their girls to grow up and be like Jordan Burroughs. So the more that Jordan Burroughs has success, the more relevant wrestling is. The more attention wrestling gets, more opportunities that are provided for these young boys and girls. And overall, I think you guys get the point. The point is, wrestling is better when Jordan Burroughs is the champion. Please hit subscribe. Stay tuned to the next video. I'm doing well. Let's keep it rolling. Subscribe to the Patreon, $3.99. If you subscribe to the annual plan, okay, you save 16% a year. We will send you a free sticker and a free button. So hit subscribe. Also, shout out to Barbarian Apparel and Above and Beyond. Wash and seal. Peace.